This is my big red pig. And I'm not sure if that nickname is meant to apply to the 650L, this guy, or only to the 650R or 600R. But in any case, she's affectionately known as the big red pig at my house. But, man, best machine I've ever owned. Maybe the 28-year-old technology at this point. But, it works, and it works really well. I wanted to kind of go over some of the things that have been done to this bike, see if I can remember them all. It's outfitted pretty well for me at the moment. So let's just jump in. First off, on this side, you got the chain and sprocket. The only thing different about mine is it's got a wider front sprocket down to 14 tooth, and as a result, it's a little more torquey than stock, but I do lose a little of the top end. Comfortable in the realm of 60, 65, but I don't run it for any extended periods more than 65. On the front, I've got a Dunlop, just like a 50/50 road street dirt tire, and on the back it's a D606, fairly new at this point. Still see those lines. What else? I installed a factory relay wiring kit up through the frame here, and that gives me switchable power with the key. That's nice. It powers my GPS, or I can switch that up and mount my phone up there too. Got a tail bag here and a rack underneath. That's one of the better purchases I've made, actually. Fits the bike really well. I love the way it looks, and it just seems like a real clean style. On this side, we got the FMF PowerCore 4 exhaust and the Acerbis 5.8 gallon desert tank. Got the plate cover at the bottom there, aluminum plate cover. What else is different? Oh, previous owner did rejet it when he did the exhaust, and also he did a foam filter install. I'm out here probably just about north of Prosser at this point. I thought I would just kind of stop and take a peek at the bike, get some footage of it just off, since there'll be plenty footage of it on the road. For a GPS, I'm running the Garmin Montana 680T. Honestly, in retrospect, if you're going to be buying a Montana, just go with the cheapy one. You're going to need to purchase maps anyway, and the camera, at least for me, is more or less useless since I have a phone. On my helmet, I'm wearing it's an Arai helmet. Don't know the brand. I got it secondhand on Craigslist, or don't know the model number. But I'm running a GoPro Hero 7 with a Purple Panda mic and that ugly mic adapter stuck to the side of my helmet. But then I'm also running a comm system, a Sena 20S, and I really love that. I've had it for about 4 years now. Never a problem. The charge lasts, honestly, pretty long still. Probably 5 hours or so of audio out of a full charge, 6 hours, and I turn it up quite a bit because I ride with earplugs, and the sound comes through my earplugs well enough for me to listen to whatever I want. And let's see, I think that more or less covers the modifications to the bike. It's been a great bike. I bought it a little over a year ago now. Put 3,500 miles on it, or thereabouts, so far. Oh, I forgot to mention, it's also got these aftermarket bark busters and Pro Taper bars here. Previous owner did those, as well as the links that raise it up, the spacers. And I do think that's about it. don't see anything else that jumps out at me. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Just there's the overview of the bike. It's got 4,900 miles on it now. I bought it a little over a year ago with 1,500 miles, and it served me well. Just got done with a valve stem seal adjustment or replacement, and now that I'm not blowing smoke out the tail end every time I slow down, I'm a lot happier with it. That problem only developed last probably 300 miles I rode it, and finally just got around to tearing it up and getting it done. So when I installed the relay with the switching power out here that switches with the key, I also left the relay was originally for like a truck's pair of LED fog lights, so it had two leads for 12 volt. So one of them I wired up to a connector here for my SAE connector, for the GPS or phone, and the other one I kind of bundled up and left in here. I'm planning on making a spacer plate that bolts into these 4 bolts that hold the fender on. I'll just drop the fender a 1/4 inch or so. Shouldn't pose any problems. And with that spacer plate, I'll come out and mount a fog lamp, a light bar, like a little 8-inch light bar that I've got. So yeah, overall, this machine hasn't faltered once, and it's more or less mechanical. The only thing not mechanical on this machine is the coil for the spark plug, but you can't really get away from the little pixies for that one. Yeah, so if you're in the market for a dual sport and you really expect to lean heavily towards the dirt, pick one of these up. They're cheap, and I think for most guys, at least the guys that like to get out there and do some adventuring without being a pavement princess, it's the one. It's the one to have. There are other bikes with more power. The KTM has got over double the power, actually. They're 690 thumper, but along with that comes a whole lot of computers. There's a fuel pump. There's just more that can go wrong on it. This guy here is, if it doesn't run, some physical thing broke, and or that coil. But like I said, not much you can do to get away from that. It's a great bike. Let's get on it.